Hello YouTube, my name is Chris and today I would like to welcome you to the last live stream of 2021. I hope you're all doing well. It is really good to see you. I hope that you can hear me. I hope that you can see me. Hey Frankie, it's good to have you with us. How are you today? I hope you're doing really well. I just want to say before we get into things today that doing these live streams this year has been one of the highlights of my year. It's something we only introduced is it 6 months ago or something, but every single month I look forward to this so much. I look forward to spending time with you all, answering your questions, talking about where you're at on your quit smoking journey or whatever you would like to talk about. I hope, those of you that are celebrating the holiday season, I hope you're all looking very much forward to it. It is a time of stress and difficulty for some people, and as such I am going to be posting more videos than usual over the next 2 weeks, just with a few things that I think may be helpful to you if you are struggling over this period. I posted one yesterday just talking about recognizing the fact that when people will say, oh, it's just another day, Christmas is just another day, just get through it, which I think kind of is dismissive of the fact that it can be challenging. If you haven't seen that video yet, then I may owe you an apology. I filmed it with my Christmas lights on in the background, and I appreciate that can be very distracting, which is why I've turned my own Christmas tree lights off for this live stream. But I'll also be posting more stuff about dealing with the stress of Christmas, dealing with other people, dealing with family over Christmas without reaching for a cigarette or alcohol or whatever it may be. So let's check in and see who is with us. Amelia, hi to you. How are you? I hope you're doing really well. Indigo, finally made it. Indigo, I know you from Facebook, don't I? And I was supposed to work with you at some point. I never got round to it. Bug me about it, Indigo. We will get that done, I promise you. Frankie's at 4 months cold turkey. That's amazing news. Frankie, congratulations. One day, one step, one decision at a time. It sounds like you're doing such a great job, and I hope that you continue to do so. Tony, hi Chris, it's been a while. Hope you're good. I am very good, thank you. I've had a good day. I've had a good week. Looking forward to taking some time off at the end of next week. Yeah, I'm doing really well. Tony, I hope you're doing really good too. Do let me know, guys, how you're all doing, how you're getting on your journey. As always, these live streams are a chance for you to ask any questions that you might have. If there's anything that, when you're watching my videos and you're thinking, he's not talked about this one thing that I really want to know about, feel free to ask me to talk about anything. Otherwise, if you've never been to a live stream before, what you'll find is I just talk non-stop for an hour about pretty much whatever happens to come to my mind. The first thing that comes to my mind, and I'll mention this now and also at the end of the live stream, because I'm sure people will dip in and out. I'm doing a special event via my hypnotherapy practice. It's an online event that takes place on Saturday. No, is it Saturday? Whatever day the 2nd of January is. I think it's actually a Sunday. That too is at 6:30 p.m. and it's a one-off, 1 hour long guided group hypnotherapy session. And I've called it New Year, New Mindset. It is a hypnotherapy session to help people get into the right frame of mind and get all the motivation that they need to conquer whatever goals they have in mind for 2022. Because it is via my hypnotherapy practice and it's not something that I'm just doing through YouTube, it is something that there is a small cost for. It's £9.99 unless you book between now and Boxing Day, which is December 26th, in which case you get 40% off. If you want to know more details about that, I'll post it in the Finding Freedom group later after we get done with this live stream. But for now, let me say hello to some more of you. Patricia Morris, hi Chris, great to see you. Hi Patricia, I know you from Finding Freedom, don't I? I've been following your journey. I think I missed your last post, but last time I saw you were 4 days in and doing really well, I think. Is that right? Seventh day, excellent. So you're even further ahead than I thought. Amazing. Patricia, keep up the good work. Keep doing what you're doing. If something is working for you, stick with it. If something is not working for you, get rid of it. Find something else. Tony says, I'm on 3.5 years. Wow. Did it cold turkey. It was hard, but definitely worth it. Absolutely. I think regardless as to the method that you use, this can be very tough for so many of us. And I'll say this over and over and over, time and time and time again. For some people, quitting smoking is a breeze, but I don't think the kind of people who find quitting smoking easy are necessarily drawn to my channel and the kind of conversations that we have. So I will say that even though it is not always easy, it is absolutely always, always, always worth it. Vicky, hi, it's wonderful to see you. Merry Christmas to you too. I hope you're all looking forward to the holidays. Melissa Crosson's here. Melissa, lovely to see you. Hi to you and happy holidays. Melissa, I just a couple of minutes ago watched your video on finding freedom. I haven't seen the one you posted yesterday, but I really like the one you made responding to my video, and I very much enjoyed it, and I think you made some great points. Who else? Yeah. Patricia is leaning into it. I think that's the best way to do these things. Lean into it. Like I said, sometimes this can be uncomfortable, sometimes it can be a challenge, but if we start running away from stuff, if we start going, oh my goodness, this is too difficult and I can't do it, then we're always going to end up with these setbacks. We're always going to end up back where we began. And that's not to say that any time that we have smoke-free isn't valid. It is every day that we go without a cigarette, not even every day. This is where doing things impromptu kind of messes me up because I need to think about what I'm saying. Every cigarette that we don't smoke is us building strength, and showing us that we are capable of doing this. So every single cigarette that we don't smoke is, getting us further on our journey. And even then, even if we do have a setback, which, I really hope none of you do, we can learn from those experiences. As I was just, saying to Patricia earlier, a few moments ago even, do what works. If you have successfully avoided cigarettes for any amount of time, then something you were doing was working. And it's a case of then looking at, well, okay, I had this setback. So what was it that I did differently? Or what did I do that didn't work? And what can I do differently if that situation occurs again in the future? That's why I did things like the relapse recovery plan, if anyone remembers that. It is currently on my website. I think if you go to chrisscoyles.com/relapse, I really should write these things down. But I'm also working on a brand new website exclusively for the book and for all the videos and all the quit smoking stuff that I've done. My goal, my deadline, as much as I'm sticking to one, is to have that with you all by the new year. So I'm very excited about that. Where are we up to? Natasha, great to see you. Hello, Natasha. Natasha even. I hope I'm pronouncing that properly. How are you doing? I hope you're doing really well. It feels like a little bit of a time since I've spoken to you, and I hope you're doing really good. One day at a time, getting proud, hanging in for the first week. And absolutely, Patricia, I think be proud. Give yourself that pat on the back. If you can get through 1 week, you can get through 2 weeks, you can get through anything that happens, any day, any challenge, any struggle. If you can get through that first week, because that's often the most difficult one, not for all of us, but for some of us, then that's proof. Keep going, keep at it. It's so easy to forget how awful smoking is the longer you go without it. Absolutely. Hi, Sue. Wonderful to see you, Sue. I hope you're doing really well. It's really great to see you. I'm just coming back to Tony's point, it's so easy to forget how awful smoking is. And I think that's why, one of the reasons why so many of us do end up, it takes us a fair few attempts to get back, because none of us quit smoking for a laugh. None of us quit smoking because we're bored or for a bet. Well, some of us may do it for a bet, but I don't think so. None of us just do it, let's just quit smoking for a giggle. At some point, there is some reason where smoking is making us miserable to the point that we no longer want to do it. And then the further away we get from all that, we do start to forget, about that misery. And the mind sort of goes back to those times when, not even when smoking was necessarily fun. I don't even necessarily think it was fun. Just when it was something that we did. Oh, I can just have one cigarette. Or I can just, go out tonight and have a couple of cigarettes. And then we're back where we started, and we do, and I think sometimes, I feel like I'm stuck talking about relapses today, but who knows, that may be helpful to someone. It's why I will often say, a relapse can be a really powerful tool for actually succeeding in our quit. That is by no means saying everyone has to relapse and, you can't quit successfully if you don't have a relapse. That's not true at all. I love people who crush this the first time out. I am so inspired by them. But if we have, had that setback, then it's up to us how we treat this setback, how we use it as part of our journey. We can have a setback, we can have a relapse, we can have a cigarette and choose to beat ourselves up about it, choose to feel guilty, choose to feel regretful, choose to pick up that great big stick and whack ourselves over the head with it. Go, stupid, bad, wrong, yeah. That's going to hurt. That's going to really hurt. Instead, what we can do is go, okay, right, so that didn't kind of work out well, but I've remembered now what it feels like to have a cigarette. I've remembered, I don't think I've never yet met someone in all the years that I've been doing this, and it has been a couple of years now, I've never met anyone who said to me, do you know what, Chris, I quit smoking, and then I just had one cigarette, and that one cigarette was amazing, and I loved it, but then I never had any others. Not saying everybody does have loads and loads, but that first cigarette quite often will lead to the second, the third, the pack. But even if we just stick with that one cigarette, quite often there'll be that, I really regret doing that. I don't want, it felt awful, it tasted bad usually. We can use that as a powerful reminder. Going, yeah, this is what's in store for me. And encapsulate that and get it into our minds. Maybe we journal it, maybe we share it in Finding Freedom, whatever we need to do. And again, I'm sort of looping back to myself earlier, as I was saying, we can learn from these experiences. What happened? What was going on for me at the time when I relapsed? And it may not have always been that there was necessarily some great big emotional trigger. Oh, the roof fell in on my house, or somebody broke up a relationship with me. It doesn't necessarily always have to be that. It can just be, state of mind, stress, anxiety, worry, general mental health at the time. And we can, come on, Christopher. We can analyze that a little bit, look at what was going on and go, okay, well, the next time I'm stressed, anxious, bored, tired, worried, sad, mad, glad, what can I do differently? How can I better take care of myself when I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling? Because as I shared in yesterday's video, and as I very clearly remember sharing in one of my very early videos, for me, the big wake-up call was definitely that thing of, why do I hate myself so much that when things aren't going right or I'm already feeling bad, I make things 10 times worse by polluting my body, filling my lungs full of garbage, and getting myself closer and closer to an earlier grave. It strikes me as the maddest thing that we do. And that's not to put a judgment on anyone, because I, like I've just said, I did that the whole time, but it is something that we do. I'm going to give my mouth a rest for a second and read some of the comments. Sue, I'm so glad to hear that you're doing wonderful. And mine sees it like a video game now, always trying to get the next high score. I would treat quitting like a video game. Get right through to the end boss. Become a successful non-smoker. You can absolutely do it. Way to go, Indigo. That works for you. Keep it up and level up. Amen. Relapsing sucks. There's no other way to put it. There is always great disappointment and struggle with relapse. Absolutely. You know, and I think that's something I may need to address in future videos, if that's something that you would like me to talk about. In the new year it'll be now, just about, you know, because I will quite often talk about things I've just spoken about. You know, okay, we've relapsed, we can beat ourselves up, we've got to, you know, get back on it. But at the same time, I don't want to be dismissive or you know, neglect the fact that when we do, there is that disappointment and those struggles, those, you know, mental and emotional struggles. So I think that's something I may need to address. Love my tree. Does it have lights? It does have lights, Melissa. I was just saying at the beginning of the video. There we go. It has lights, but because I know the video I did yesterday, the lights in the background may have been distracting. So I turned those off. I'll turn them on for now. If that is distracting to anyone, please say so and I will turn them straight back off again. But for now, let's keep them on and I will drink some of my lemon and ginger tea. I do so much talking in this live stream, don't I? Just while there's a little bit of a lull, I will point out very quickly, the next live stream will be in 35 days time on, I hope I've got this date right, I'm pretty sure I have, Saturday, January the 22nd. Again, it is at 6:30 p.m. UK time. Vicky in our Finding Freedom group put a post somewhere saying about what time that is in different time zones in the United States. I think it's 12:30 somewhere and 10:30 a.m. somewhere else, I think. Oh, Indigo, I totally got the rock and roll fingers. I do those all the time. I'm part of the groups that don't feel the family vibe and love that Finding Freedom has. Oh, Melissa. I'm just going to say, not so much that I do a great job. I just want to take a moment, as I always do, to just thank Vicky for all of her hard work this year. Does an amazing job looking after our little family and Finding Freedom. I always appreciate everything you do for me, Vicky, and you know, please know that I am very, very grateful for you. If you are not part of Finding Freedom and you want to come and join us, it really is the best group, and it's of all the things, you know, the videos, the book, you know, and everything else. I think the group is the thing that I am absolutely most proud of, because it's something that is beyond me, and it's all of you working together to support one another. You know, as I always say at the end of my videos, to celebrate one another's successes, lift each other up when times get tough. It is absolutely, you know, the joy of my life to read through the group. Sometimes I don't always have enough time in my day to reply to everyone, but I do genuinely read everything and I watch every single video and every single comment. Not that I'm stalking, I'm not saying I'm watching you. I just mean I do generally pay attention to the group, and it's something I'm so very proud of. So it's 10 a.m. where Indigo is. It is 1:30 in Montreal. It is 1:30 in North Carolina. Excellent. Somebody remind me, I will write these down and then I know for future reference. I'm not going to do it now, but I will. Thanks, Vicky. I really appreciate that. Vicky says I'll include it in every notice. If anyone in the group has a time zone they want to include, just let me know. See, there she is again, Vicky. Coming to my rescue. What would I do without you? Hi, Laura. Lovely to see you. I didn't say hello to you before, did I? No, I didn't. Laura, it's great to see you. Sue says, woke up in the middle of the night gasping to breathe. This was a few weeks before the doctor was going to say, it's 10:30 in Oregon, right? So we're getting all the right time. Sue, I'm really sorry to hear that, but hopefully that you're doing so much better now, and I think you've been quit for quite a while, haven't you? It's all well and good wearing a Santa hat, but my head gets hot and itchy. I was going to die. Oh my goodness. Well, Sue, I'm so glad that you're still with us in every aspect. Laura, so happy to be here. We're really happy that you're here with us, Laura. How are you doing? So as always, as I said at the beginning, if you have anything in particular that you would like me to talk about today, if you have any questions at all about quitting smoking or any of the usual things that we talk about, please do send them this way. If there's something you just want to hear me natter about, I'm quite happy to natter on. We normally do these live streams for about an hour, so we've got plenty and plenty of time to talk. So many people still choose to smoke even when their health is failing. Way to go. Absolutely. Yeah, totally agree with that. Any time that we make that decision to quit, we are doing, we're doing the absolute kindest thing for ourselves. Fantastic. 6 months and 17 days quit. Laura, that is amazing. Congratulations. Keep doing what you're doing. It is clearly working. I am genuinely very happy for you. Melissa, I have a question, Chris. Melissa, go ahead. I'm happy to answer any questions. Look forward to hearing it. Hi, Melissa. Oh, I can never pronounce your name. It's Melissa, isn't it? But not quite. Hi, Chris. Wishing you all the best in the new year. Thanks to your videos. Smoke free since April. That's amazing news. As I was just saying to Laura, I'm genuinely very happy for you. I love hearing things like that. It really fills my heart full of joy and puts a smile on my face just to see people absolutely nailing this. And it also makes me happy, when I see people that are, how can I word this? Not when I see people struggling, but when I see people who have struggled and are still determined. I think a lot about people who live with smokers and want to quit. Do you think it's possible for them to still quit? Yes. Short answer is yes. Right, we've done next question. No, I'm just joking. I think it's possible to quit in any circumstance, in any situation. Does that mean it's going to be easy? Does that mean it's going to be as easy as it would be for someone living with a non-smoker? Absolutely not. I think definitely. Oh, Sue, I did miss it. I'm sorry. You're 3 years ago in May. That's amazing, Sue. Congratulations. Yes, I did miss. I knew it had been a long time because I know I've known you through this channel for a long time, but I forgot the date and I'm sorry about that. But congratulations. That is amazing and so inspiring. Coming back to the question. What was I saying? Yeah. I think it's absolutely, if you live with a smoker who has no desire to quit, it is absolutely going to be harder, especially if they are not being supportive, especially if they are, deliberately smoking around you, if they are deliberately making life difficult. But this comes back to something that I said in yesterday's video. Other people, if we allow them to influence our quit to any great degree, we are giving them power to control us that they have no right to and do not deserve. We can absolutely love a person. They can be, absolutely, the one, the love of our life. They could be someone very special to us, but they don't have our lungs and our body and our health and our mind, our peace of mind. Those are ours. Only we have the right and only we deserve to make decisions based on what happens by that to that body and to our mental health. So if we are saying, okay, my husband smokes and it's really difficult for me, and because of that I'm allowing myself to keep relapsing, we're giving this husband the ability to, he gets to decide whether we quit smoking or not, and that's not the case. The only person who gets to decide whether we successfully quit smoking or not is me and you and Sue and Laura and Melissa and Vicky and Patricia and everybody else in the group. We are in control of ourselves. But of course, that is easier said than done. So I think, there are some things that we can do to kind of protect ourselves, to keep ourselves safe, and to keep us, motivated and on our journey. And I think the one thing to remember is that if somebody is deliberately trying to sabotage our quit or is just not being supportive, it doesn't necessarily mean that they are being mean. It doesn't necessarily mean that they are an arsehole. They might be. But it may just simply be that they do not have it in them to don't have it in them to be supportive, and that's not necessarily a criticism. If you're trying to quit smoking and somebody else is continuing to smoke, it may well be that you're reminding them of something that they're not capable of doing, and that makes them a bit resentful or jealous or whatever. Or it just may mean that they are not the person to rely on for support, in which case there is all of you wonderful people in Finding Freedom, and so many other places. Practically, the one thing I always say about living with other smokers, and again, I appreciate that sometimes things I say are easier said than done, but I do genuinely believe in this idea of creating a smoke-free sanctuary and making it somewhere that's really, really good and that you actually want to go to. You can create, if there's a room in your home or the bottom of your garden or, the shed, the greenhouse, the garage, the bathroom, somebody says, okay, I'm lighting up a cigarette. You say, okay, well, when you're having your cigarette, this is my space. You stay away from it. This is mine for me. You can smoke as much as you want. I'm not going to convince you to quit. You're in control of your body and your decision to smoke, just as I'm in control of my body and my decision to not smoke. So I'm going to make the decision to go away from you for a little bit. What we do with this smoke-free sanctuary, and I feel like I talk about this every live stream, is we make it a place that we actually want to go and spend time in. So, if it is, the spare room, we fill it with hobbies or nice music or, a good book, a relaxing chair, something like that. If it has to be the bathroom, We run a bath, we get some bubble bath going, we get some music. There's just got to be music everywhere, so that when so that when this time comes, it's not that we're saying he's having a cigarette, I have to go and hide in the bathroom. It's okay, you're having a cigarette. Yes, I get to go and have a little fun of my own. I get to go and do my own thing and make good choices for me and practice a little bit of self-care. Melissa, does that answer your question to some degree? I realised I've just missed so many comments as I was talking about that. And it is a subject that I can talk about for ages. In fact, I think my next video is going to be about dealing with family and other people around the holiday season. And I will touch on those who are smoking as well. And of course, if any of you have your own tips and advice on things that you have done, if you have quit smoking with a smoke in your life, I'd very much love to hear them. Let's read. I'm going to read from the bottom up. I think it's really important, Tony, to think about the positives. If one approaches quitting smoking as a loss, it's much more difficult to quit. Great job. I shouldn't have read from the bottom. I should have read Tony's comment first. In my quit, I just changed my mindset. I looked forward to my stop date every day that went by. I was more positive. Don't get me wrong, I had bad days, but I just reminded myself, wow, I'm doing it. Absolutely. And we definitely need, that positive mindset. It doesn't have to mean that everything is sunshine and roses and we skip along all day long going, yeah, I'm quitting smoking. Sometimes things are going to be difficult, but it's that thing of, why am I doing this? Because at some point, some part of me was so fed up of smoking that I really, really, really wanted to quit. And when times get tough, we owe it to that version of ourselves to go, I'm going to stick with this. I want this. I want to be a smoker no, I don't want to be a smoker. I want to be a non-smoker much more than I want this 2 or 3 minutes of relief from this craving. I want years and years and years of health and happiness and freedom versus 3 minutes of whatever the F this is. Okay. Go back up. We had to set boundaries. That works for us. We talk about the boundaries. No smoking inside or around me, not in my vehicle. And the biggest yeah, absolutely. If you are able to do that, I think that's definitely better advice than I can give. Yeah, set boundaries. It's always up to the other person, not always up to them, but it's when people don't respect those boundaries that things become difficult, which is where I think what I was saying comes into play. But I think start with Sue's suggestion, set boundaries. Melissa, besides this live stream, what are you all up to this weekend? I have a date with my girlfriend after this, so I'm very excited about that. That's my Saturday night planned. And then tomorrow, what the heck am I doing tomorrow? I'm having a very relaxing day tomorrow. It's going to be a day of self-care, chill out, resting, relaxing. I've got a big week ahead and then it's Christmas and then I'm off for a week. So tomorrow is my day to power down and then I can power back up Monday and hit the ground running. So I'm really excited about all of that. Indigo says that really helps. Good question, Melissa. Excellent. And Melissa, yes, I'm glad that I answered your question. Yeah, I didn't read from. I shouldn't have read from the bottom, should I? That was about. I don't know why I decided to do that. Let's not do that again. My sister and I quit at the same time, but then she started again, and it was difficult for both of us. But we got through it. She's almost at 2 months. Well, go to your sister. That's excellent. I'm so glad that you found that someone to do that with. Positive perspective is key. Just got over COVID. Oh, Frankie, I'm so sorry about that. I hope you're doing much better now. Tony, getting my COVID booster tomorrow. Excellent. I just have my COVID booster today. I'm feeling good, but my arm does hurt a little bit. So if you see me keep going like that, it's because it's starting to get sore, but I'm totally okay. And you know, people can choose what to, you know, whether they get it or not. But for me, it was the right thing to do. Just means my arm hurts now. Even having little things to look forward to really helps. Definitely. You know, again, there's been a video in my mind for about 2 years that I've never actually made about rewards and treating ourselves when we're quitting smoking and setting those little things that we can look forward to as we go along on our journey. I'll definitely get to that. I'm gonna have to watch this live stream back and think of all the things I need to write down and eventually get to and go and do. Who here would smoke a cigarette and realize you're not paying attention to the actual cigarette? And me, I would do that. That's why when I say about, you know, we talk a lot about smoking to relieve stress. And I don't believe it does in any, you know, apart from the obvious thing of, you know, the only stress the cigarette relieves is the stress of the craving caused by the last cigarette, and you go round in that loop. But I don't think, you know, when we go, oh God, I'm really stressed, so I'm going to go and have a cigarette, and then we light the cigarette and stand there going, ah, this is so much better, I can feel myself becoming less stressed. I'm fine. We don't. It's just this absent-minded thing that we do. So, you know, again, coming back to a point I was just making that my mind has gone blank. What the heck was I just talking about? Um, oh my God, my mind has gone completely blank. I'll come back to it. Um, oh, that's going to bug me. I hope you only have a blunt arm. Yeah, I'm sure I will, unless you say it's sore there, but I'm totally fine. Patricia is cooking, baking, and decorating in preparation for the celebrations. We have 2 guests, but one of them is 6 years old. Oh, awesome. I've been doing some baking lately. I'm going to bake some mince pies before Christmas. I'm really excited about that. And Vicky is baking too. I'm going to have to look at all your recipes. Vicky, I always like when you share the things you've been baking and making and finding freedom. I love seeing the ways that people use all this extra time and energy that they now have now that they've quit smoking. I really wish I could remember what the point I was just about to make was. Got it. I've got it. When, when I was saying, you know, do we want to sacrifice years of freedom and health and happiness for a couple of minutes of a cigarette? A couple of minutes that we're not even going to pay attention to, a couple of minutes that we're not consciously even going to be and enjoying, just something that we're going to do. And you know, and I don't want to sacrifice all of the wonderful things for a couple of minutes of literally nothing. Yeah, I got it. I got it. It took me a while to get there, but we did it. Um, Christopher, I have another question. People ask a lot about NRT. I find it very helpful to some. I didn't use it this time around, but what are your thoughts? I think I know. I just want you to cheer people on. Heart emoji if I could. Yeah, my thing about quitting smoking is if you want to go cold turkey. If you want to use nicotine replacement therapy and you think it's going to be helpful to you, absolutely use it. Um, there are arguments for and against both sides, and I understand that some people want to quit cold turkey and do the whole thing all at once. The way I look at nicotine replacement therapy is that it breaks the quit up into 2 parts. I think quite often for a lot of us, the biggest challenge in quitting smoking is the mental habit, the psychological habit of I've just got to get through this experience without a cigarette. You know, there's that side of it, and there is also the body's physical dependency on nicotine. So I think when we get nicotine replacement therapy, what that's doing is it allows us to not even think about the body's dependency on nicotine whilst dealing with those psychological cravings and getting through. And then when we've got to that, we can get off the nicotine replacement therapy. And that's the important thing, is it should always be, you know, I knew someone, I think even before I quit smoking, and they went, oh yeah, I quit smoking years ago, but I've been addicted to nicotine gum ever since. And I'm like, oh no. You know, and I think the other thing with nicotine replacement therapy is it's a tool to help, but it's not a magic pill. It's not going to do the job for us. I think when I did a video about this, I was saying, you know, imagine if I told you to go and dig a hole. You know, you could get a spade to help you dig the hole. You could get a digger, but you still have to put the effort in to dig the hole. And the same, you know, it's the same with nicotine replacement therapy. But I think it's absolutely, you know, it can absolutely be the thing that does it for some people. I think if you're going cold, if you constantly trying to go cold turkey time and time again and always hitting a wall, you know, then maybe it's time to, you know, say, I'm not getting over this wall the way I want to. Maybe I try something else. But likewise, if you're trying patches and, you know, and time again, the patches aren't working, try something different. As I said right at the beginning of this live stream, find what works, do more of it, identify what's not working, do less. Not even less of that, do none of that. We don't need to be doing things that aren't working for us. I hope that answers the question to some degree, Melissa. Where am I up to? Laura is wrapping gifts and decorating. Excellent. That reminds me, I so badly need to wrap my Christmas gifts up. Dad loves a mince pie and need a good recipe. I'll share it with you sometime. Maybe I should start a cooking YouTube. No, I haven't got time for that. Hi Scott, great to see you. How you doing, buddy? I'm glad you could join us. Chris, I just want to say bless you and thank you for your videos, live streams, book Finding Freedom. It's not easy, but it is possible. Sue, you are very welcome. I've always said, you know, I will keep doing this as long as people find value from it. Sue, I'm so impressed with you. For, you know, 3 years is amazing. Keep up the good work. And as you say, it's not always easy, but it is always possible. And it is always worth it. Louise went to a party today, but I didn't have to go outside to have a cigarette. Absolutely. I love that. That's one of the you know, the things that we don't think about when we're smoking is how much time we miss spending, you know, how much time we don't get to be with the people that we actually want to be with. You know, whether we're physically not present because we've abandoned them to go for a cigarette, or if we're mentally not present because, you know, we're thinking, this is great and all, but I kind of need to go and get my fix. We can just be fully present and fully enjoy our experiences in life. Tony Pickersgill said, I will even say going cold turkey did take a full year for the cravings to completely go. Yeah, it's I think there's like a, you know, a kind of a spectrum for that. With some people they go quickly, with some people it does take a long time. But Tony, I want to say to you, you know, congratulations and well done for sticking with it for that year, because I can imagine some of those cravings may have been quite tough. Melissa, I've got a date this weekend and plan on self-care too. I'm also wrapping up a painting commission. That all sounds really exciting. It sounds like a really good weekend for you. It doesn't help our quits to eat a lot of processed food. It's been so much better to know what's in the food I'm eating. Amen to that. Amen to that. I've got into some bad habits lately with eating a bit too much processed food, but you know, sometimes life is a bit like an airplane that's constantly going off course, and you have to just keep niggling back into place, and that's what I'm working on at the minute, just kind of niggling myself back into place. To make sausage rolls. Oh, I haven't had a sausage roll in such a long time. Vicky, definitely share those in the group. I look forward to seeing them. Patricia, Melissa, interesting. Oh, yeah, we've got 2 artists in the group. I'm going to have my art on a billboard, newsstand, buses, trucks, in the Charlotte airport. Wow. 20 people. That's so exciting, Melissa. Congratulations to you. Guys, we've got about 15 minutes left today. If nobody minds, I'm just going to use this opportunity to just kind of shell a couple of things. Again, if you are not part of our Finding Freedom Facebook group and you would like to be, the address is facebook.com/groups/findingfreedom1. You will, of course, find the link in pretty much every video I've done for the last couple of years. It's down in the description below, but not in the card above. As I said before, wonderful community of people from all over the world and at all different stages of their journey. And many of them who you will recognize from today's live stream. So Sue and Patricia and Vicky and Melissa and Natasha, and I'm pretty sure a couple of others of you as well. If you're in the group and I've not mentioned you by name, just know that I am so glad that you are with us. My phone. I haven't shared this for a couple of weeks because I keep leaving it across the room, but did I ever tell you? I wrote a book. It is called Quit Smoking and Be Happy. It is available in print and in ebook form from Amazon. As I said earlier, there is a new website coming for this book, hopefully early in January, with all the worksheets and downloads and other cool stuff that's going to help you. A lot of the things that I've talked about today are in this book. Sorry, I'll just stop to say Merry Christmas to all of you. I'm not sure if someone's leaving or if you're all just being lovely to one another, but Merry Christmas to all of you. What the heck was I saying again? Oh yeah, so about dealing with other people who are not being supportive or dealing with people who are smoking around you. There's a whole chapter on that. There's about 4 or 5 chapters on relapses. It's all in there. The last thing I just want to tell you about that I'm doing something via my hypnotherapy practice on the 2nd of January. Sunday the 2nd of January, 6:30 p.m. UK time. So it's the exact same time as this, wherever you are in the world. It's a one-off, 1-hour group hypnotherapy session to help you develop the kind of mindset and motivation that you may need to achieve your New Year's resolutions or to achieve your goals in 2022. It doesn't necessarily have to be quitting smoking. It can be losing weight, starting exercise, changing career, starting a new job, getting confidence, whatever your goals are for the new year. I'm doing this 1-hour hypnotherapy session to help you with that. Places are limited. I'm only working with a very small group of 10 people. And we'll do some of the exercises that I do with my hypnotherapy clients every day. And we'll do a special hypnosis that I've written especially for this process. Because it is through my practice, it is something that I am charging a small fee for. It is £9.99 or however, whatever the equivalent that is in your country. But if you book it before December 26th, it's only £6.99 because I'm kind and it's Christmas. I'm going to put the link to that in the Finding Freedom group because I haven't made a proper link, but there'll be a link in the Facebook group after this. If you are interested and want to book, you can book directly through Facebook. Okay, so that's my sales pitch out the way. If you have any questions about that, do let me know. Patricia, you've got to go, sadly, it looks like. Patricia, I'm so glad you could join us today. It's been wonderful to spend some time with you. Keep going, keep getting past that 7 days. I look forward to continuing to follow your journey. Did Sue leave? Did I say? I don't think I got to say goodbye to Sue properly. Hopefully I did. Let's reading about Melissa's art, which is just so impressive and so amazing. Congratulations again. Um, where are we up to? Melissa says, your book is amazing, Chris. I found it so helpful. Your videos keep me going and staying strong too. I'm so glad. Thank you so much. I love hearing stuff like that. Not because I want you all to tell me how amazing I am. It's so amazing for me to be a part of all your journeys. People all over the place, and that you've allowed me to share some part of your journey with you. Um, it still, I never take it for granted that I get to do this. I never begrudge doing it. It's always such an honor and a privilege. And yes, I'm absolutely going to keep all the videos going, and I'll keep making more of them as long as you all find them helpful. If I start making videos and you'll start telling me the crap, then I'll be like, okay, I've served my purpose. Vicky, it was so good to see you. Vicky, again, thanks for everything that you do for me. I genuinely appreciate it. Have a wonderful Christmas. I'm going to stick around for about 10 more minutes, unless you're all bored of me, in which case we can sign off early. I will say I do want to wish you all a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. If you don't celebrate Christmas, I want to wish you a safe and very happy holidays. I hope it's a wonderful, peaceful time for you that brings you lots of happiness. The Circuit Wizard popping in for a sec just to say Merry Christmas to everyone. Merry Christmas to you too, Circuit Wizard, and to you, Frankie. I've got so many more videos coming up. As I said, I'm gonna make a couple over Christmas and New Year. We're going to talk about dealing with family and other people. We're going to talk about the stress of the holiday. We're going to talk about New Year's Eve in particular. And then in January, it's a shame Vicky's gone, because she gave me this really good idea. She said, Chris, why don't you make a video about going from being a smoker to going to being someone who runs marathons? Now, if you know me personally, you'll know any opportunity I get to talk about running, I'm all over that. So I'm going to do that early in the new year, but not just about, hey, my name's Chris, I run marathons, but to talk about, getting into exercise and taking things slowly and building things up after we quit smoking. A sincere thanks to you, Chris, and this group. It changed my life. And I'm one of my greatest blessings. Oh, Laura, that's so sweet of you. Sending lots of love to you all over this holiday season. Laura, thank you so much. That's such a beautiful message. I'm really glad to have read that, and I'm so glad that you have found something helpful and useful in what I do. I've just been saying before, I'll just keep doing it as best as I can. If there are things that you want me to talk about in future videos that I just haven't got round to, and I'm aware quite often I will say, I should make a video about that, and then I get distracted by a million other videos, a million other ideas. So bug me, remind me, leave me comments in YouTube, in the group, wherever. Let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll get round to them all in good time, obviously. Guys, I'm so thankful for all of you. Your posts are inspiring and touching. Thank you for sharing heart emojis. And thank you to you too, Melissa. As I said, Melissa, I watched your last video in Finding Freedom, and I always generally really relate to what you're saying. So thank you to you too for your contributions to the group in Facebook and your contributions to our live chat today. It's been very, very helpful. Happy Christmas, Tony. Hope you have a wonderful time. Oh, I think everyone is starting to leave. I'm not going to take that personally, but I will just say I think we will wrap up unless anyone has anything really important you want me to talk about before I go. What I will say, for those of you who missed it, the next live stream will be Saturday, January the 22nd at 6:30 p.m. UK time, which, as we discussed earlier, is 1:30 I know in North Carolina and Montreal, 10 a.m. somewhere else. Vicky has all the details, and again, I'll be posting links. I'll start posting all the different time zones, so if you don't want to miss it. The best way not to miss it is when I do share a link. If you can set a reminder or bookmark it or something, then it's there for you. With all that being said, I have talked until my mouth is completely dry. I'm completely out of ginger and lemon tea, even though it was delicious. So I'm going to once again wish you a safe and happy holiday. I hope you have a wonderful Christmas. I hope Santa brings you everything that you've asked for and more. And I hope you have a safe, happy, and successful and joyous 2022. You will certainly hear from me before then. But for now, I am going to end the live stream. Thank you so much for taking an hour out of your day. It is the holidays. I'm sure you all have 1,000,001 things that you've got to be doing. So it makes me feel very special that you've all taken time out today to come and hang out with me and listen to me talk non-stop for an hour. I wish you all well. I'll post the details of the hypnotherapy thing in Finding Freedom. Other than that, enjoy the rest of your weekend. I will see you next time.